everybody, it's LexxMarie here. So I had kind of a random reading that I wanted to do, and please excuse my, we're all under quarantine right now. Right now, everybody's kind of trying to stay in for 2 weeks as of now, so I'm just going to be in pajamas for 2 weeks, and I'm probably not going to brush my hair until, things get back to normal. So otherwise, I've had, like I said, this thing to want to read Princess Diana Frances Spencer was her real name. Whenever I was reading her, it kind of felt like she wanted to more so be called by that name, which is pretty cool. She obviously has a strong energy, and whenever I was reading her, she was very adamant on, I want to feel like an individual. I've always wanted to feel like an individual, and then things just kind of spiraled, and they made her feel like she was losing herself after a while. Lilith, what are you doing? Stay out of the catnip. Stay out of the catnip, Lil. It's not the same free range. See, every time. I mean, I might as well just make my YouTube account for my animals, and they could just have the whole camera since that's what they want, apparently. Okay, so whenever I was reading her, I immediately got chills. And usually whenever that happens, it's because they are very present in the room, or they had very strong energy, very influenced here, things like that. There are people always think about them. They're always celebrated. Of course, there's people that think about them daily, including the family, her children, things like that. Please excuse the snap. All right. So, but I immediately, and usually whenever I tell you that I get chills and things like that, whenever I'm speaking to someone who's passed, if they're in the room, it's going to be very direct and very, I'm here, type thing. Like, you don't even have to open the door. I'm going to open it myself, and we're going to chat. Whenever she's speaking, she's very open when she speaks and very clear words. So I can get more from this, but I'm going to tell you why I didn't. I did get about, I think, 15 messages or so, 15. Yeah. And after that, it was, I'll tell you why I kind of stopped that. But so, of course, immediately I did get chills, that strong energy. So that made me know that she was in the room. Once I kind of focused on her, and I kind of just told her, I kind of wanted her to not feel pressured as far as the reading goes, since this is the first one. Like I say, even with my clients, whatever comes is going to come, so we can go from there. It's like starting at the root of the issue, and then we go into deeper. I just kind of said, what's important to you? So the first image I saw was, when I said that, was I saw her kids playing in the yard. I think that was the thing that made her the happiest. Just to see her kids happy made her happy, and maybe that was a symbol of that. The next image was that, it wasn't an image, it was more so like a statement or something like that, but that Harry was a sensitive boy. So these were her words: I'm here, and I'm sorry you feel like I left you, to both my babies. But Harry was more sensitive. Harry felt deeply in a different way, and it affected him in a different way. Not to say that his brother, had less pain or anything, not at all, but people handle things differently, and he took it very hard in a very different way. I saw an image of a biscuit, and it was like maybe like a tart or something like that, but it was small and round, and it looked like a piece of food. And I asked, did she not trust the food given out to her? Poison, maybe? Did she think she was being poisoned at some point? Did she think that someone was gonna poison her? So was she scared to eat? Also, I did know, just from, the past of me knowing little things about, her passing, that she did have an eating disorder. And so I don't know exactly what that meant, but I felt like she didn't want to eat it because she was nervous about eating it. And I don't know if it's because of the disorder or because she was actually, I guess, scared to eat it from someone else's hands, if that makes sense. Basically, going straight into it, what do you remember about that last night that you were here? That something happened, and it wasn't a good thing. What do you remember last? What events led there that you know of? And of course, like I said, I don't like to pressure anybody, especially when it comes to traumatic events that they went through. I don't do that. So, of course, when I said those words, and I, went ahead and just let her speak about that night. Literally when I said night, chills just went through my whole body. She has a lot to say, but also she feels still like she wants to keep it to a minimum. It may be for the protection of her family, for her kids. It may be something like that, but she has a reason why she's only telling me specific things right now. She's very smart. I feel kind of too stupid to talk to her, if I'm being quite frank with you. Because she's just an exquisite person. I can't, I respect her so much, and maybe, maybe it's easy for her to kind of say little things that mean something, but not fully go in, because she's a very smart spirit. So again, the next image I saw was handcuffs. Now, they were metal handcuffs. I didn't see anybody in them. I just seen a symbol, and it could be a symbol or literal. She felt stuck. Maybe she felt bonded, or literal, as in there was literal handcuffs involved somewhere or another, or maybe somebody should have been arrested or something like that. But that was, of course, very broad. So I'm going to go into the next. I saw an image of her stepping out of hills. Now, she was stepping out of hills, and I feel like it was a symbolism of her leaving her status in the royal family. And very slowly, but she wanted to even just relieve her status of where she was. She didn't, she respected the family, of course. I just don't think she wanted to live that lifestyle and be in the dark like she was. And she was trying to put herself out there and show with her status what she could do with it. And she wasn't able to live out the full thing she wanted to do. But I did speak to her on, like all the good things she's done, all the things that, like with AIDS, how, before some people were scared, just completely terrified of AIDS, thinking that you can even touch somebody. And she was the one who was touching people that had AIDS, and was like, it's okay, there are still people. All these little things that she's done has changed the world. It changed the world. And so I needed her to know that what good she's done after passing, that you didn't die in vain. That you whatever you wanted, it is still continued out. If it's not by your brothers, your children, the family that you love, it's by people that cherished you and looked up to you and things, and you're not forgotten at all. The family did have turmoil over this, if it was accidental. So I saw an image of Harry angry, like yelling or raising his voice at one of his family members about this. And I'm not going to go too deep into that. It's not my business. But he had a lot of questions. He has a lot of questions, and he may never get those answers. I can't and won't leave my boys was the next statement. Now, with that being said, she never felt pure love until them. She is waiting for them, and she's sticking to it. So she's very strong energy. She is here on this earth, helping her babies and being along for the ride with them. She won't leave them. She doesn't want to. They were her cling to the deepest love that she's ever known. And then the next words that I received was, a few drinks. And it was like, a few drinks, when I kept on asking about that night. So drinks were apparently involved. I don't know if she drank them. I don't know if her boyfriend at the time, or I don't know if they were boyfriend and girlfriend, or, what they were getting into. I'm not specifically sure, or the driver, something like that. There was drinks involved at this time. But she said a few drinks. So she elaborated. She said a few. It wasn't, we were wasted. It was a few. Do you know what I mean? So just take that as, as that. But she also said she wanted another baby. Now, think about that. Lil. Hi, girl. Hey, my Lilith. I love you. I love you, tweet. I love you, tweet. Oh gosh, please don't think I'm narcissistic. Those socks right there have my face on them, but I was supposed to give them to somebody for Christmas, and then they came too late, so I was like, hey, they're cute, I'm gonna put them on my wall. So they're right next to my fake spider on a mantle. Anyway, so she wanted another baby. With that being said, how difficult would her life be if she were to try to have another baby by somebody else? How difficult would that have been for her? And what would she have went through? Would the events be different? Would they remain the same? What is it? And that's kind of scary when you think about it, that I got that and then thinking, what if they didn't want anybody? What if nobody wanted her to have another baby that wasn't in the royal family? Now, the next one was, I saw a closed book. It looked green. It could have just been my mind's eye, just making up a book color, okay? Nothing specific, but it was a closed green, dark green book. Maybe she was writing her truth, okay? And no one wanted it out, or someone was silencing her from her truth. So after she started saying truth, maybe she was writing it down, maybe she was openly saying it, but somebody wanted it closed. Or someone let it remain closed and it's still closed. So her truth is still closed. I did receive the words, finally had control of my life. Now, I feel like that was the steps before that, you know, her experience happened. Her transition was that she finally had control of her life for 1 second. And sometimes it happens. And I know it sounds odd, but when it comes to people that pass, a lot of the times there's certain things in their life that they feel like they have to uphold. And they feel like, okay, you know, those, you know, whenever you say like, you know, once I get this done, I'll feel like my life is complete. Well, for her, it was having children and loving them so deeply and showing what a mother can feel like. And then she was able to take control of her life. Okay, so like I said, it was so weird how she started to finally take control of her life. And then all of a sudden, once she started to take control, done. So think about that. Think about that part. That it was a problem that she had control, actually, because when it comes to the royal family, you're kind of like a, you know, it's protocol to just do what they say type thing. So it makes sense that she was actually able to take control. She felt the feeling of being able to take control of her life, and then she was able to pass. The last thing that I remember was being very sleepy. I almost fell asleep during this reading, and why I say that is because either my energy was getting drained because she's a very strong force, and so that's why, you know, I do the cleansing thing, and I take care of myself, of course, afterwards, but what I'm saying that is either because she either drained my energy, or that was like giving me something that she was given or slipped, some kind of sedative or something to kind of make her out of it or something like that, towards the end of this. So I don't know if it was at the hospital. I don't know if it was in the ambulance. I don't know if it was in the car. I don't know. But I got sleepy. I was reading, and, you know, I have my eyes closed sometimes, and I was doing this. Like, you know, like babies do, like whenever they like are about to fall out, and they just like, that's what I was doing. And I'm awake now. It's been only 10 minutes and I'm awake. So just think about that. I'm gonna read her more. She is very open, and I can't wait. I can't believe that she wants to speak to me, that I'm able to portray what she's trying to give me. So I'm gonna keep on going with this, but thank you so much for watching. But anyways, okay. I will read her again, like I said. If there's any requests, go ahead and write them. Don't message me, because I get a lot of messages. When it comes to personal readings, I only do high profile cases on YouTube for free. I don't do anyone's family specifically that's missing, you know, a cousin, uncle, or had a unexplained death, things like that. Message me, email me. LexxMarie, I think it's LexxMarieIntuitiveHealing, or LexxIntuitiveHealing on Instagram. Facebook is LexxMarieIntuitiveHealing. Here, go ahead and subscribe. And otherwise, email me at LexxMarieIntuitiveHealing@gmail.com, and we will go from there and book you. And just keep in mind that, you know, I get messages, out the wazoo all the time. So to be serious with me, I want you to go ahead and just email me. And if you're serious with yourself, if you're serious with healing, if you're serious on finding an answer, email me. you know, don't think you're gonna get anything for free. I'm too much of a busy person and too useful in this field for you to expect that out of me. And I really hope that you understand that. But thank you guys. I love you as usual. And I will see you soon.